Okay, go.
Alright. What gets me out of bed every morning is very simple, because I'm a simple man. Now then, the thing that gets me out of morning is having to go to class. But I wake up around 6:45-ish, even though I have a 9:30 or 10 o'clock class, depending on the day. That's personally what gets me out of bed for the week. The weekend, however, I pretty much have to go to work every morning, so that right there is what gets me out of work. It gets me out of bed. So
It's just a Starbucks job?
yeah. The way that I would define happiness is, honestly, it's very hard for me because I personally don't know what happiness is. Like, aside from like laughing and such, but even then that's not true happiness. That's happiness in the moment, and I'm talking about happiness in the long run. But even then, one could argue that. So, for me, happiness would be lack of negativity on all parts and on all aspects of your life. Absence of doubt is what I would consider happiness. Do you ever feel lost? Oh, do you ever feel lost?
Yeah.
Oftentimes I do feel lost here and there, depending on how my day goes. Because some days I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing. Other days it's like, in the madness of it all, I pretty much stop and like think to myself like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Honestly, it's very complex. It honestly depends on the day that you find me at. Do you know our?
My handwriting's
Do
terrible.
you think our? Wait, what did that say?
Do you ever feel lost? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Do you think our generation has a problem with feeling jealous?
Honestly, our generation has several problems. A lot of
My
problems.
friend said, some days you might think today might be a nice day to have a tuna melt, but imagine being forced to have a tuna melt every day. Now replace tuna melt with baby. That's gonna be y'all if y'all don't be careful tonight.
Exactly. Now then, honestly, our generation has lots of problems. Jealousy is not really that big a problem, so to speak. But I feel that in the past, I mean, every generation has dealt with
Oh fuck.
with what do you call it? Jealousy. It's not just our generation. If anything, our generation sort of shines a light on it, due to all the social media aspect of everyday life, because everyone records every single second. So that's that. What makes a good coffee?
I don't know. What makes a good life?
What makes a good life?
Yeah.
What makes a good life would be finding and achieving happiness. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're, like, really wealthy or not. Because, I mean, happiness can't be bought. No one can buy happiness. If they could, I mean, shoot. No one would have any money.
These all sound like Hallmark cards.
They pretty much all sound like Hallmark cards.
Alright.
But yeah, honestly, the key to a good life is just finding that happiness. Because, again, like, no matter how rich or how poor, how sick or how healthy you are, if you don't find happiness, your life ain't worth nothing, honestly. Like, would you rather live a short, happy life or a long, miserable life? Life is honestly what you make of it, and what you make of it is happiness. That right there is the key to life. When do you feel... Wait, what do you feel? Fairy life?
Truly alive.
What I consider truly alive is pretty much any time I have an adrenaline rush. That's how you know you're alive.
Okay.
Like imagine speeding down the highway in a convertible, wind blowing through your hair, listening to some loud music. That's how you know you're alive. Or like when you're making out with a pretty girl. That's how you know you're alive. Adrenaline, dopamine. That right there is how you know you're alive. What do you hope your last words will be? Honestly, what I hope my last words will be on this life I live is to tell everyone to go fuck themselves.
Oof.
That right there is gonna be my last word.
Alright. So you're gonna record this? Like
I'm gonna
live?
record it,
Okay.
and hopefully hopefully I will have enough money to basically broadcast it live on national television or on Facebook Live. Everyone, go fuck yourself, and then boom, heart gives out or whatever. I die peacefully.
All right.
But I want to die flipping the bird, though. You know, that right there is what I want to do.
Each their own.
Do you have a what?
Is that the number one? This one?
Do you have a special number?
Do you have like a special number? You know, it's kind of weird, but like mine's 6. Do you have one?
My special number would probably be 13.
13. Why?
Well, aside from Friday the 13th,
Okay.
honestly, I truly feel that 13 is just a number that's involved with the macabre.
Oh, like what was that, violence and stuff?
What?
Macabre.
Macabre, no, like with beauty and darkness, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's honestly what I like consider, you know, to be my favorite number because it, you know, perfectly resembles the macabre in any sense or in any sense of the word, so to speak.
You consider that unlucky, that number?
I consider it to be misunderstood.
Ooh. What do you mean?
Well, when we think of 13, we automatically think of like Friday the 13th, and we always think of like this bad, you know, bad stuff that usually happens on that day. But in reality, it's just another day, you know, just like every other day. But everyone seems to pinpoint that precise moment, which is considered to be unlucky. You know, a number's just a number.
Got 2 more minutes to record.
2 more minutes.
What do you think of Valentine's Day?
What I think about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the ultimate FU to every single person out there.
I like Valentine's Day.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Then either 2 things are gonna happen to you, son. Either you're gonna be at home, mopey and alone, or you're gonna go out and get some.
You don't have to be mopey.
Oh yeah, you don't gotta be sad.
Then what do you gotta then what do you do on Valentine's Day?
Hang out with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited for after this class. I'm about to have so much fun.
He's probably gotta get laid. Big bet on
I
that.
don't think so.
Alright.
Be nice, bro, but I don't think that's happening.
Freak. Still got 2 more minutes.
Let's see. My favorite holiday, out of every single holiday out there, would have to be Halloween. Not only because it's the only holiday where you get to dress up as whatever you want, but it's the only holiday that us goth kids can actually buy, you know, home decor.
When did you start getting into that lifestyle, the goth lifestyle?
The goth lifestyle. It was honestly a progression. Ever since 3rd grade, I always wanted to be goth.
Really?
Yeah. And it wasn't until high school which I got into the emo scene.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it pretty much progressed. Like, I found more beauty in darkness. It became less about emotion and more about love of the dark. And from there, pretty much spiraled into this. I pretty much fit the culture, so to speak. With that said, music has always been a big factor in that. Always has.
Is there like a figurehead for like the goth lifestyle or culture? Is there like a band? Or...
A figurehead,
Probably Wham on the man.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
Chemical Romance, no doubt.
Wait, what?
My Chemical Romance, no doubt.
Oh, that's emo, man. For goth, it would probably be The Cure.
There's a difference between emo and goth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny show.
Yeah.
I fell when I saw it.
Emo, I feel like it's just definitely more sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, emo is basically feeling sad within.
Mm-hmm.
Goth is pretty much like living in the sadness. Like, yes, it's life, but you know, what can you do? You know, you're mellowing in it. You know.
So it's more like an aesthetic or whatever, like what you wear and.
Honestly, sort of. Like, goth and emo are pretty much go hand in hand. Like, they're like they're half brothers.
Half brothers.
They're both from the same. They're both from the same father.
Like, it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it's Thursday.
But
We got class and shit, like, it's
they're similar, but they're completely different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Should we just wait until 30 seconds? So
Yeah.
you gotta get 10 minutes. Awkward. Alright.
Another thing I gotta say is, the thing I love about Appalachian State University is that Appalachian State University feels like Norway. And by
What?
that, yeah. Dude, my first time going to orientation, the entire convention center was full of a whole bunch of blonde females. I was the only minority, I was the only brown person there. And given that fact, like, I came in during the spring semester when it was like completely snow everywhere. So it was cold, it was windy, it was icy. There was a whole bunch of blondes. It felt like a Viking school. And with that said,
Alright.
man, oh come on, I could have kept on going.